Who was the group that attacked She-Hulk at the end of the third episode? They are a villainous team with a long history in the comics. This is Exasperator Explains. This is the Wrecking Crew from the comics. It took me a second to realize it until I saw the glowing crowbar because they look nothing like their comic book counterparts, though the basics of the weaponry are present. You have Wrecker with his crowbar, Thunderball with his ball and chain like a miniature wrecking ball, Piledriver with powered fists, and Bulldozer, who they just gave a little construction helmet here with powers kind of like a smaller Juggernaut. In the show, they are obviously played up for laughs and shown to be weak in comparison to She-Hulk, which is kind of disappointing and reflective of their current comic portrayals, because in the comics nowadays they are mostly a joke and are usually the group or gang in the middle of getting beat up at the start of a superhero story to open it with some action like a Bond movie before the real plot begins. But they could have tried a little harder here and used to be much more imposing in the comics. I get if you want to make them goofy, but if you're doing that, why not give them goofy, comic accurate, or closer to comic accurate costumes? The MCU is still sometimes ashamed of comic book outfits, which I don't understand, but at least give the full ski mask to the Wrecker if you're going to have someone wear one, because that's what he traditionally wears, even if it is not purple. And they could have been a little more physically imposing, but I guess since She-Hulk is basically just tall but not very muscular, that could have overshadowed her appearance. She-Hulk is right that their weapons are Asgardian, or at least powered by Asgardian magic. In the comics, the original Wrecker was a regular criminal who mistakenly received powers that were meant for Loki. He breaks into Loki's room, sees his horned helmet, and just tries it on, coincidentally right when the Norn Witch shows up to give Loki extra powers from behind, then just goes peace out and leaves. I mean, Loki can create illusions, but she doesn't question why he suddenly looks like a bodybuilder wearing purple and green. But this granted him super strength, which was eventually transferred to his crowbar specifically, and then being older comics and therefore inherently a bit silly, a simple lightning bolt spreads this power to his crew as well. They sometimes fight amongst themselves for leadership, and never fail to show up in large villain fights working for the Hood or Kingpin or whatever evil figure is in power at the time. They have had formidable fights with superheroes and Avengers in general, and are shown to be an actual legitimate threat, something more than just henchman fodder. The Wrecker in his first appearance beats Thor one-on-one, the crew with some other villains put Hercules in a coma, and the Wrecking Crew in their first team appearance also defeats the Defenders, which includes a Hulk, to name a few of their better battles. In this first MCU appearance, it's slightly different, the crowbar bouncing off Jen, Bulldozer being stopped in his tracks, etc. But it's clear they are here at the behest of someone else and are after her blood, so maybe next time they show up, they will have a better showing. I am a little curious as to who they are working for, since they have obviously been hired for this specific task, but the comics don't really shed any light on this since they have worked with and for just about everyone. I also think making it incredibly easy for She-Hulk was a misstep, given how easy everything has been for her powers-wise so far. An actual tough fight may have been an interesting conflict for the character to overcome, but maybe that's just me. The Wrecking Crew are some of the older characters who now get short shrift in the comics, and it might be because a superpowered crowbar feels goofy, though no less goofy than some other things in the Marvel Universe. Anyways, that's all for today. What did you think of the first MCU appearance of the Wrecking Crew? Did you think this episode was any better than the others? Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. Bye.